What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to your favorite show, Who's That Guest? On today's episode, we have an extremely gifted recording artist all the way from Toronto who is sharing with us her new single, future projects, and things like that. But I don't want to give the interview away. Stay tuned because she'll be interviewed with me, your favorite host, Malik Wilson. So stay tuned and let's get into it.
Heck yeah. All right, so we can go ahead and get started. We have Dani Doucette here. And if you could, please tell us who you are. And, well, I guess that's a little bad introduction. Music artist Dani Doucette, can you please explain to us who you are and what kind of got you into music?
Yeah, so I'm a pop artist from Toronto, Canada. Music started for me like at a young age. I grew up in a family that was all very musical, and like our heritage was also very musical. My grandmother was actually one of the first women that ever sang on the radio. So yeah, it was kind of like born and bred into me, I guess you could say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you have a new single out called Selfish.
Yes.
So can we please talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so Selfish was written right before COVID lockdown last March, actually. So my mom and I wanted to kind of get away for a couple days before, well, we didn't know that COVID was happening, but we got away, luckily, right before everything kind of started to happen. So we were away March 8th, and we were just around on the beach all day, and I was just inspired listening to some new artists because I had the time to actually, like listen to music and relax and allow that to happen. So that was nice. And then we went back to get ready for dinner, and I just took some time out of the sun and sat on our back porch. And when I was sitting there, I just started to like hum this idea in my head, and the story came easy because it was about a relationship that I was in a while ago now. But it was just about Selfish is basically about not staying in a relationship just because, and also because it wasn't fair to the other person that I was with. So to not be selfish about somebody else's time. So yeah.
Definitely. And you hear a lot of artists who take their real life experiences and put it into their music. How often do you do this, or is this one of those that just kind of came together, or kind of talk me through that a little bit?
Yeah. I'm inspired like by everyday things. So, I mean, there's another song I'm working on right now. And I was like literally just getting on the subway heading to the studio. And it was kind of inspired by an argument that I'd had with somebody and a falling out with a friend. And the topic matter didn't really have too much to do with like the story, I guess you could say. However, it did influence the song. So it's not always like, oh, my dog died, I'm going to write a song about my dog dying. It's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like certain things and feelings influence different melodies. And sometimes just something flows, and it just is a very organic way of creating a song, I guess. Yeah.
Definitely. And we talk about influence here. Who has been some of your biggest influences in your musical career thus far? I know I saw some other postings and things on you where you mentioned, your mom and your dad, and you mentioned today your grandma was the first on the radio. So can you talk about that? Who has been your biggest influence, whether it's artist, family, whatever?
Yeah. I mean, family is always very important. My brother's also very musical. So growing up, like, it was really cool that I actually had a sibling that also had similar interests as I did. And yeah, like, my parents are both really like, they were really hardworking parents, and my brother and I spent a lot of time together. So he actually is still he's audio engineering, and he likes to do the other side of it. And I'm like the creative half of it. Not saying that my brother's not creative. It's just a different way of being creative, because he's far more analytical and more about like perfect sound and pitch and all those things. And then I'm kind of like the other half of the brain with like creative storytelling and the ability to match words with melodies. So that's something that came really natural to me, and that's also something that came natural to him. So growing up, it was really cool because we could just like jam together, and we also have that like kindred like sibling piece that, for some reason, like, he could be jamming on a guitar and I'm already singing where he's gonna go. So it was really, really cool because he definitely, growing up, that was a way that we kind of molded each other in how we enjoy and create music. But I can say, like, I mean, as far as artists go, right now, like I'm really digging like a whole bunch of artists, but it doesn't really, I don't feel influenced my sound. I feel like over the last couple of years, I've been really trying to just dial in to like what I sound like, and not trying to take so much influence from other things. However, that naturally kind of happens, you know? Yeah.
Definitely. And I want to kind of take it back to your single that you just released. Can you talk about where, you know, the audience can listen to it, can view it? I know you put out a music video, so can you
Yeah.
talk about that some?
Definitely. So Selfish, it's available on all streaming platforms. You can find me and all of my links, my social links at danidoucettemusic.com. And I also want to just always tell people how important it is to support artists, and not just myself, all artists, and how it's so easy to do and it costs zero money. You know what I mean? Like, all you got to do is follow. It costs nothing. And the amount of time and funding that it actually takes to create these pieces is pretty, you know, is crazy in comparison, really. It's a big passion thing, you know? So my Instagram, Dani._Doucette.com. .Doucette. That's where I like to talk to everyone. So DM me and I always say hello. And yeah, follow my Spotify account. That's the best way to support an artist like moi.
Definitely, and that brings up a really great point. You know, I always say support, it costs nothing, literally $0 to support
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
And you know, for aspiring artists who might just be starting up in this thing, in the industry or whatever, what are some words of advice that you might give them, if, you know, they, like you said, you put in a lot of time into making music,
Mhm.
and you might get one view on YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
what is some advice?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've got lots of advice. First of all, I mean, do it all because you love it, and do it because that you believe in what it is. And sometimes that takes time, and it doesn't happen overnight. You know, it could be the 10th song, could be, if you're lucky, the first. But I mean, the thing is like, the more work you do, the closer you will always get to your goal. Also, like, be experimental, you know. I mean, in when you're going through the motions of trying to figure out who you are as an artist, collaborate with a lot of people, because you'll actually find, you know, things that you really didn't know about yourself, maybe as an artist. Maybe you're using your voice in a different way. Maybe you are diving deeper into like a different part of your creativity, where, you know, you ad-lib something or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, it takes you in different directions. And I think always being experimental. A second word of advice would be to surround yourself with creatives, because as a creative, it's so important to have a support system, and in a way, to express and have support from other artists. Because I'd have to say, over the last year, I've really reached out to a lot of local artists in Canada and the US, everywhere, really. And I always tell them, I'm like, I would love to share your music. And, you know, the only way that we are able to really broaden our horizons, I mean, algorithm is horrible right now. It's really hard for people that are in the arts to be seen. I mean, I'm sure you probably feel it too. So the best way for us to do that, and the people that are going to understand that and really get that, are other people that are in the same type of struggle that we're in. You know, I'm always number one to call out and to shout out people that, you know, support me. And I just think that is just really important. Yeah, support system is number one. A lot of people don't get that at home, you know what I mean? So it's important to reach out and make new friends.
Definitely. If this is a nail, this is my hammer. You hit it right on the head. Honestly, that was
Yeah.
great. That was
Awesome.
perfect.
Cool.
You know, and to speak on the algorithm thing, like Instagram, they have completely
they've screwed us.
they've fumbled. They have fumbled the
Yeah.
bag with this. I'll get posts from 6 days ago, and I'll like it, and I'm like, holy cow! Looks like I was stalking their page when I wasn't. It was just
Yeah, it's really
yeah,
bizarre.
it's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah. And I noticed a big change in the last like month, like, for sure. I mean, I don't know if you felt it too, but like the beginning of the COVID era, I guess you can call it. I found it was great because people were starting to like sink in and be like, oh, live streaming, and interested in what people are doing kind of day to day. But then like by the 6th month, like people are just dropped off like crazy. It's like, okay, I'm no longer wanting to be in front of this screen. I'm going to go do something else, which is great. But it's like, oh, but I got stuff to show you.
keep looking.
Look at me. Yeah.
That's funny. But what's next for Dani? What's next for you?
So I've got huge plans. 2021, it's gonna be like, for me, I'm like a cheetah this year. I'm like straight ahead. Storyboarding another music video right now. I have 3 music videos up on my YouTube, so subscribe there as well. Thank you. And the next one though is going to be kind of way next level. We're hoping to get a major involved to push the song as well, doing a global push for this one. It's super fun. It's very like Dua Lipa meets Kylie Minogue kind of has a disco feel. And that's going to be in March, we're hoping. So somewhere in late March, probably, that'll be everywhere. Global domination.
Definitely. And I want to pose this question out there. I feel like Toronto has its own lane of music with like pop R&B, like the mix between, we have Carl Wolf, we have The Weeknd, Drake, all from this Toronto area. What would you say is the Toronto feel? Would you say it's like that pop R&B feel, or what?
Yeah, I don't know. I've actually done, like, another point of advice is go to workshops. So something that I found was really great and just kind of developing was going to workshops where I was in a room with 10 other artists and we're all sharing our art, and we're basically like saying, hey, at that moment in that song, you should probably like do this, and or don't move so much on stage or whatever. So I found there's so much different, like there's a lot of different music happening in Toronto. They do call Toronto like the music incubator. It's kind of a place where artists like The Weeknd, Carl Wolf, and myself, like it's kind of where everyone like really dials into like their style. Wow. But Canada isn't really great at getting their artists on a global platform. Like I think the artist generally has to really push for that. So yeah, I don't know, but it's funny as far as sound wise. I feel like lately it seems to be like the R&B pop is like kind of the thing that's been coming out of here at a higher rate, I guess you could say, right? Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was actually showering earlier and I was like, this is, kind of the sound for Toronto. And, it's a great sound. It's like very like techno kind of, but R&B-ish, and it's like it just comes together just perfect. I don't know how to explain it, but it's perfect. It's the perfect thing.
Definitely.
But yeah, how can people find you and get a hold of you?
Yeah, so like I said, anybody that follows me, I love to contact you, say hello, and welcome to my page. So my Instagram is always the easiest way. That's Dani._Doucette. And then also Spotify. I mean, if you want to support, click the follow button. That's the best. Love a song. That's always great too. But yeah, and hopefully when all of this is done, because in Canada, we're still locked down. I don't know about you guys. We haven't been able to do anything. We had a month in the summer that we were actually able to go to a restaurant, but with dividers now, there's nothing. But hopefully when that's all done, I'll be planning a tour and actually performing a lot more. Okay. Because this year, the only 2 opportunities I had were at drive-in theaters. Which were awesome, and I actually performed with Carnella Fischel, Carl Wolf, and a bunch of other prominent Toronto artists. But yeah, it'll be shows, so that'll be exciting. So the only way to find out about those would be on my website, which is Dani Doucette Music.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And what are you guys' cases there with COVID?
I don't know. I think yesterday it was 2,300 for all of Ontario. So yeah, so I don't know. Yeah,
something's working, I mean,
yeah,
we're leading the nation, but I don't want to get in all that,
Yeah, I know, right? That's a whole other ball of wax.
A whole other ball game. So when I shake my head that we're open right now, I mean that in the most We need to copy you guys. But yeah, I don't want to get into all that. But yeah, we appreciate you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And, best of luck with you on your career. We hope to catch you in person one day.
Yeah, me too. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll come to Dakota. South Dakota, you said?
North
Dakota. Okay.
Yep.
It was North Dakota. I don't even know if I've been to Dakota. I was on a tour bus. Have you ever been here?
I've been to Toronto. I flew into Toronto one time. Never actually left the airport, but I consider it,
Yeah. You seem like the type of guy that would really like Toronto.
I've heard that a lot. I definitely have to come back and explore. Just seeing from over top, looking down and seeing different videos and just different people that I've talked to. Seems like a great place. So
it really is. It's just there's culture in every part of Toronto, and it's just it's just such a wicked melting pot of everything. So definitely, it's kind of like it's like the whole world but wrapped into one place.
Right. And I definitely have to check out Lake. Can't think of the name of it. Lake something.
It's a lake or like a waterfall or?
It's a national park up there.
Oh, Lake of the Woods?
No, lake. It's like the water's blue. It's the mountains around it.
Oh, geez. Okay, you're gonna go far north, so that's like Northwest Territories spot. So that's like Glacier Lake, and that's beautiful. I've been there actually,
Really?
and that from Toronto is you're looking at 24. Oh, it's 6 hours to Vancouver. From there, you're taking 3 small planes to get there, so it's a full day of planes. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun fact about me, I used to live in Regina, Saskatchewan. Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Of all places.
Yeah, I was playing in the CFL with the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Dude, that's wicked.
Yeah.
Still playing football?
No. I'm in the media world now.
Okay, cool. This is your full-time gig.
Yeah, this is full-time now. I laid the cleats down, so.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I appreciate your time so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, dude. You too. I really appreciate you, and thanks for sharing your energy and for making my day great. And we're enjoying the snow together. So hey.
Heck yeah.